Your person knows, without a doubt, that this connection is not something fleeting or meaningless. They've wrestled with it internally, tried time and time again to push it away, to convince themselves it wasn't real or that it could be ignored. But despite every effort to walk away, to shut the door and move on, they've come to realize that nothing they do can truly sever this bond. The depth of emotion they feel for you isn't something they can control, and that realization alone has shaken them to their core. The truth is, your person is someone who prides themselves on being strong-minded, emotionally disciplined, and fiercely independent. They like to feel in command of their feelings, never one to be easily swayed by emotions or thrown off balance by anyone. When they first met you, they had no idea that you would be the one to challenge that control so powerfully. They didn't expect to lose their grip on themselves, on their thoughts, on their heart. And yet, that's exactly what happened. From the very beginning, something about your presence, your energy, stirred something deep inside them, something they weren't prepared for. What they feel for you is unlike anything they've experienced before. This love has become the one force in their life that holds complete power over them, and that terrifies them. For someone who's spent so long building walls, fortresses even, around their heart, learning to live in emotional control and solitude, falling in love with you meant vulnerability. It meant letting someone in. And no matter how much they've resisted, no matter how hard they've tried to deny it, they are finally beginning to understand that your love has already entered those guarded spaces. This realization hasn't come easily. It's taken moments of confusion, silence, and maybe even pain. They might have seemed distant or cold at times, not because they didn't care, but because they cared too much. The weight of what they felt scared them. It made them want to retreat, to pretend it wasn't real, to convince themselves that it was safer to push you away than to risk being fully seen. But your love has had a different effect. It's changed them. It's opened them up. It's shown them that love doesn't have to mean losing control, but rather, gaining something far more powerful: connection, truth, and emotional freedom. Even though they may have tried to move on by reconnecting with others, those interactions have been surface level at best. They now understand that no one else reaches them the way you do. No one else makes them feel the way you do, completely, deeply, honestly. When they are with others, it may feel like they're just going through the motions. But when they think of you, it's different. It's real. It's raw. And it's unforgettable. Your person now sees that this connection is pushing them to grow, to evolve, and to become someone who doesn't hide from love but embraces it. Being with you has forced them to confront the parts of themselves they've long ignored: the fear, the self-doubt, the emotional scars they never healed. They've started to realize that much of the turmoil they once projected onto you wasn't your fault at all. It came from their own unresolved battles, their own internal conflicts, and their fear of letting someone get close enough to touch those wounds. They know they may have blamed you unfairly for things they didn't fully understand at the time. But now, with greater clarity, they're beginning to see that you were never the enemy. You were the mirror, reflecting back the love, acceptance, and truth they didn't know how to receive. And in that reflection, they are starting to heal. More than anything, your person wants to talk to you. They want to communicate, not just through words, but through truth, vulnerability, and sincerity. There's a part of them that aches to tell you what they've learned, what they've come to understand through this journey. You've taught them something profound: how to give and receive love with an open heart. That may sound simple, but for them, it's been life-changing. They know now that real love isn't about control or perfection. It's about surrendering to something greater, allowing themselves to be seen in their truest form, and trusting that they'll still be loved. And that's exactly what your love has offered them: unconditional acceptance. They may still be learning how to fully step into that vulnerability, but one thing is clear: they don't want to go back to who they were before you. That version of them may have felt safe, but it was lonely. With you, they've experienced something far richer, something they can't let go of, no matter how hard they've tried. Now, they're standing at a crossroads, not afraid anymore, but ready. Ready to speak. Ready to love without fear. Ready to meet you, heart to heart. Our connection, our journey, and the profound discovery of our twin flame bond have brought a depth of meaning into my life that words can barely express. From the very beginning, there was something unexplainable, something magnetic that pulled me toward you, not just emotionally or spiritually, but at the very core of my being. It felt as though our souls recognized each other long before our eyes ever met. That bond, sacred and rare, has reshaped my understanding of love, destiny, and the very purpose of connection. Even though miles may stretch between us physically, I want you to know with absolute certainty that my love for you knows no boundaries. Time, distance, or silence can never diminish the powerful presence you hold in my heart. In fact, the space between us has only clarified how deeply I feel for you. It is not the absence that defines us, but the unwavering energy that continues to flow between our hearts despite the separation. Gratitude fills my heart every time I think about you. I often reflect on how beautifully the universe orchestrated our meeting. I believe, without a doubt, that it was not by chance. The universe conspired to bring us together, aligning events, moments, and energies so that we would cross paths in this lifetime. For that divine alignment, I am eternally grateful. Our connection is a sacred gift, a rare and luminous gem in a world full of uncertainty and chaos. In a world where so much is fleeting, shallow, and conditional, what we share stands out as something eternal. It's a source of strength and clarity. Together, we have navigated emotional highs and lows, confronted our fears, and awakened each other's truest selves. And though the journey hasn't always been easy, it has been real. And real love is worth everything. It is time we both release the weight of the past. Let us free ourselves from the pain, regrets, and doubts that may still linger in our hearts. We have both grown, transformed, and awakened in different ways. It's time to surrender to what we have rather than hold on to what once was or what we fear might never be. Let's allow healing to take root so that love can fully bloom again. You are the light that consistently illuminates my path. You inspire my creativity, fuel my hope, and ignite a love within me that feels limitless. Your very existence has expanded my soul's capacity to feel, to trust, and to dream again. I promise you that I will continue to walk this path, not just beside you but with you, hand in hand, heart to heart. I want to embrace all the beautiful synchronicities we experience, the quiet revelations, and the shared growth that continues to evolve between us. What amazes me most about our connection is the way you love me. Your love is pure, unconditional, and it touches me in places that no one else ever has. It's not just romantic, it's transformative. It has healed parts of me I once thought would remain broken. It has uplifted me during moments of despair and reminded me of who I truly am. Your love holds a sacred power. It doesn't demand perfection, it simply sees me, understands me, and accepts me entirely. In the stillness of the night, I often find myself drifting into dreams of you, dreams where I am in your arms, safe and held, where no words are needed because our souls speak in silence. In those dreamscapes, I feel completely seen, deeply loved, and profoundly understood. It's there that I am reminded of how much I long to be near you. It's in those silent moments that I understand, more than ever, that you are the one my heart yearns for, the missing piece that completes the puzzle of my existence. I am fully committed to nurturing our connection with honesty, patience, and unwavering support. I'm not here to force anything, but I am waiting with an open heart, for you to feel safe enough to open yours once again. There is so much I have kept inside, words I've wanted to say, emotions I've wanted to share, truths I've wanted to speak, not through messages or written letters, but face to face, where I can look into your eyes and show you the depth of what I feel. You are not just someone I love, you are my mirror, my counterpart, my soul's echo in another body. I believe with every fiber of my being that we are meant to be, not just in a fleeting, romantic sense, but in a sacred, eternal one. And while life may test us, stretch us, and challenge us, I know our bond is strong enough to withstand it all. Love like this doesn't fade, it transforms, evolves, and deepens. So, I hold on to hope, to faith, and to the infinite love that connects us. I will be here, ready whenever you are, not just to continue the journey, but to co-create a future that reflects the beauty, depth, and sacredness of our bond. Lately, I've been living with a quiet storm inside me, a persistent sense of fear that seems to grow stronger with each passing day. These fears are centered around you, and while I try to push them away or silence them with distractions, they always find a way to return. Out of all the worries clouding my mind, there's one that troubles me the most, the fear that you've moved on. Not just in the casual, surface-level way people say it, but truly moved on, emotionally, mentally, maybe even romantically. This thought has become more than a passing concern, it haunts me. I know that if I keep delaying reaching out to you, the distance between us will only widen, and you moving on will become not just a fear but a reality I'll be forced to accept. It's strange how life works sometimes. You think you have more time to sort things out, to speak your truth, to make amends or find closure, but life doesn't wait. Time moves, people change, and sometimes, we're left standing still, watching everything shift around us. Lately, when I see others move from one relationship to another so seamlessly, I'm filled with questions I don't know how to answer. Have you done the same? Have you found someone who brings you peace, who fits into your life in ways I no longer can? I don't have a definitive answer, but what I do see is you thriving, carrying on with your life, fully immersed in your routines, setting and achieving goals, experiencing new things. It looks like you're doing just fine, maybe even better than before. And while a part of me is genuinely happy for your growth, I can't help but feel the sting of being left behind. It's as if I'm no longer a part of your story, and my absence has become irrelevant. There are moments when this realization becomes too loud to ignore. It feels like I've been erased from your life, like the space I once occupied in your heart has been quietly replaced. I don't know if that's entirely true, but it feels real to me. And in those moments, when the silence between us becomes deafening, I feel an ache deep within me, a void that nothing else seems to fill. It's strange, this mixture of longing and guilt. I'm not sure if it's regret or simply the pain of change, but I do know that watching you move on feels like a punishment I can't escape. To cope, I throw myself into constant activity. I stay busy from morning until night, trying to exhaust my body and mind so that when I finally close my eyes, I fall asleep quickly, without giving my thoughts a chance to unravel. I work harder, take on more than I should, push myself to the edge, because the alternative is sitting alone with these feelings, letting them consume me. I don't want to dwell on your absence, but avoiding it has become a full-time job in itself. Some days, I convince myself that it's all in my head, that maybe you do think of me from time to time, that perhaps you feel a similar emptiness. But then reality comes back, cold and sharp, reminding me that I'm no longer in your world. You're moving forward, and I'm just trying to catch my breath. I'm stuck between wanting to be happy for you and wishing things had turned out differently for us. I know it's unfair to expect time to freeze or for your life to remain stagnant just because I haven't been able to move on in the same way. But feelings aren't always rational, and mine are anything but. I don't know what the future holds, and I'm not even sure what I'm hoping for anymore. Closure? Reconnection? Just a moment of acknowledgement that I still matter in some small way? Maybe all of the above. Maybe none. What I do know is that I miss you, not just your presence, but the comfort, the connection, the feeling of belonging somewhere safe. And even though I try to be strong, to carry on without letting this sorrow show, it still hurts. Every day. I wish I had the right words, the perfect timing, the clarity to explain it all better. But this is all I have, a heart still holding on, a mind still wondering, and a soul that hasn't yet learned how to let go.